Passing a croquet ground while attempting to head home, I encountered an extraterrestrial, common among urban dwellers though rarely seen among suburbanites. This particular psyche, dressed in a swan-colored suit, with frosty marble-complexioned skin and webbed feet, looked at me with intense penetrating eyes. Despite my tight schedule, fascination prevailed. After greeting this extraordinary creature and asking his name, the creature exclaimed, "I'm Electo. I live in a prefabricated heptagonal boron-reinforced condominium complex at 999 Galaxy Way, Crater Valley, Rufo Villosum. That's a country on continent Zestobium on parsec 490, planet Agello's light side. Our sun is star Horna in constellation Triangulum." Flummoxed by the minutiae, I responded, "Why travel such a long distance?" "No comment," said Electo. "Well, welcome to Earth." Actually, that self-descriptive title is inapplicable to anyone outside your planet, as I wouldn't tell a guest welcome to home. Our native planet is deemed Earth. Yours is Ball 66. Besides many Earths, there are many waters, airs, and especially fires, like where my seven-eyed friend lives. Eyes rolling upward, I pressed, "Why are you here?" "Intense fascination with backwards culture," said Electo. With increased annoyance, I shot, "Bolster your proposition with facts?" Human civilizations are still entrenched in what resembles a death cult, namely the funeral business. A year's worth of pay exhausted for stripping a corpse naked, bathing it, gluing or sewing shut eyes and mouth, massaging its muscles, draining all blood, pumping it full of embalming fluid, shriveling or removing various organs, shampooing and styling the hair, and applying makeup and fancy clothes. Then many people appear to pay their respects who hadn't seen the live person in decades and had no interest in doing so. The idealized corpse is then thrown into a hole and forgotten. Horrified, I cried, "Offensive! You terrible being! The Book of Etiquette clearly states in Purgatory 6777 that facades of royal importance should always be upheld." Electo calmly objected. "Self-importance gone insane. Another manifestation of delusions of grandeur, as is insisting that everyone deserves their own satellite. With satellite pathways encircling your planet already far overcrowded, each additional satellite sent into orbit causes several others to crash and be destroyed. Some stationary satellites are sleeper space mines. Also, dishonesty is another rampant problem. Some are so foolishly captivated by deception they believe 6 impossible things before breakfast. Smelling a milky white aromatic flower whose petals clasped my nose while I inhaled, I retorted, "But see all the life forms preserved around us. That contradicts your conclusion." Finally, having found beings of another family worth speaking to, many gigantic flowers suddenly awoke around us, enough to comprise a garden. Posturing themselves like battle stallions, their heads were crowned with long golden petals which waved like stylish women's hair. Though seemingly having men's faces, their thorns were like lion's teeth. Elephant-sized bees buzzed around them, whose wings sounded like many seahorses swimming to battle. While the colossal flowers clasped their leaves across their stems like iron breastplates, a tiger lily proclaimed, "Even Solomon in full glory was never arrayed like one of us." In response, Electo extended an appendage to write on a nearby wall. From Electo's fingertips came 3-dimensional moving pictures, illustrating every organism which existed from Earth's beginning and their habitats. Other images showed each moment when flora and fauna alike suffered and became extinct, usually due to human arrogance, greed, ignorance, and malice. Humans have destroyed 99.9% of all other life forms, our brothers in lesser states of awareness. Now that's offensive! Knees knocking together and thoughts troubling me, I simultaneously realized humanity's grave degeneracy and Electo's extraordinary essence. So I thereafter, with profound sadness, humbled myself enough to be willing to seek advice instead of give it. Electo initiated, Allow your mind to relax and I'll most happily shed some light on your present predicament. So I query, to what actual extent are humans degenerate? Alecto affirmed, without doubt, humans are the most dangerous microbe imaginable. They exploit the ground beneath their feet without ever asking whether they are disposing thus of products indispensable to life of other regions. By examining the problems closely, one would probably find here the origin of catastrophes which occur periodically on your globe's surface. My bubble of illusion burst. I bemoan my rejection by all humanity. Alecto responded, rejection is not a sign of something wrong with you. Rejection is a divine announcement that such people no longer have the capacity for your greatness, or that you have finished your work in your current realm. Alecto continued, when human hearts break and humans despair, from the past twilight, the great conquerors of disgrace, distress, and misery, of spiritual slavery and physical compulsion, look down on them and hold out their hands to the despairing mortals. Woe to anyone ashamed to grasp them. So, those that tough it out will be more than conquerors through loving perseverance. This is certainly conditional, though. Since we are all channels somehow, it's always our choice whether to soar with the pteranodons brave and free, or grovel in the muddy, pollution-infested swamps of our many insecurities. So may every species of human awaken from their self-imposed limitations and ignorance. Like the chrysalis, transform yourselves into brilliant butterflies, and flying free, spread your pollinizing love to all who will partake. After being enlightened by many other aphorisms, which I shan't bore you with, I scampered down a hill, jumped over the first of 6 little brooks, then bullet trained home. Stay tuned for part 7.